And then we're looking at this Brody. You come in, Tank, for a second.
Okay, yeah, y'all take over while Rex is getting bombarded by our little co-caster there. Well, Brody, you know, his burst damage, we saw Brody in the offlane was one of the top 3 MMs to deal with, especially if you took Beatrix off. I know she's got the nerf now, but if Beatrix, which was like a #1 ban last season, if she wasn't banned, she was picked. Brody was a good counter because there wasn't a lot against a lot of MMs to go to. So I like his range. I like the distance he's got. So I think it's going to be a good pick here. But you got possibly a Raph pick coming over here. They haven't locked it in yet. They did lock in the Ling. Guapo is going to run the Assassin Hyper. And Ling's escapability and mobility is just absolutely insane. He can be on bottom lane, helping clear up the minion wave to try and get a push there so we can take an objective on top lane. And I love that mobility coming. But we'll see. Are we going to get the Farsa pick here? I thought they were going to lock in a Eudora, but they need a very... Okay, so we're not going with a Sicilian pick here. We're not going with that early game. But Sicilian stacks down the road are going to be an issue, and I love the range. We're looking at a Brody and Sicilian here, Rex. That's going to be some range that the Valley's going to have to deal with here. But you've got Phobius, right? So if he can prompt that ult and he can get to that back line, range is not going to be an issue here.
Yeah, both teams definitely look. I mean, the comps from both teams, I really like the Phobius pick. I like the Selena pick. I like the Clint pick. All 3 of those heroes look very scary, and you have late game potential, right? And then you have this Ling on the side of the Valley, which is going to be a nice early game. And if he's not able to get the kills or not able to feed like he can early game and doesn't scale, he'll still be able to possibly split push in the end. Nice macro control. And then from the side of Deuce Knights, I mean, a pretty similar lineup. Nice early, front to back, early game, late game. They have all their bases covered. So I'm excited to see how this goes.
I just want my mini lord to come through for Deuce Knights here and just absolutely blow this game out of the water. Putting my mini lord on that bottom lane. We'll see how he does against the Phobius here, but we know the Valley's going to come out. We've seen their game style, especially with an Assassin Hyper like Ling. They're going to be aggressive early with that Raph support roaming around, but Deuce Knights, I haven't seen him play. You got to watch him a little bit before last season, but they didn't make it to the larger matches that I was casting. So I'm excited to see this new blood, and I really hope they can hold up against a name like the Valley.
Yeah, but we already get a first blood up in the top. GOSU Eugen lands an arrow onto Hendrix Loves All and takes him out. I do like Easy Peasy's rotation right now. It looks like he might be going for an invade. He does use the retry to steal that jungle creep away from Ling, and not only that, but he takes the other jungle creep next to the XP lane. So instead of going for that Litho Wander in the river, he decides to rotate down and steal XP away from that Ling. Up in the top lane though, Jokestar taking some big damage from Eugen, and he does get taken out from it. Another kill going to Eugen. It's 2-0 for the Valley and 2-0 for GOSU Eugen, Tank.
You know, and we didn't get to see GOSU Eugen pick up the Selena pick last season, and here we are, right, allowing it to happen, and right off the bat getting 2 picks. That early game stun coming from Selena, and then that pick up in top lane. So, you know, this is something that most teams wouldn't let the Valley freely pick up this Selena here and Deuce Knights. I don't know if it's just they didn't watch enough of last season, or they were comfortable. Maybe they had a game plan to go against the Selena, but right now it's not working out in the favor of Deuce Knights. Yeah,
Deuce Knights looking a little rough, and the rotations aren't horrible, but Ling just all over the place, and Eugen just landing these arrows. The only way they're going to be able to win these early game team fights, they can't get hit by those arrows, and they need to either keep vision or be like, their offlaners need to be a bit more prepared for these Ling invades and ganks.
And Deuce Knights here with Uranus, you know, trying to cut the lane here, forcing Phobius, forcing Uzi to rotate down there with this turtle up. So good play on the side of Deuce Knights, but Ling right there, just ready for this turtle, ready to go in, push in and take it. especially Uranus with the rotation up.
Let's see if he gets it. He does come in. Easy peasy secures a turtle. In comes Tempest of Blades just to try to escape. Guapo forced to run away. He doesn't have his team there for him, and 4 members of Deuce Knights are ready to help Easy Peasy secure the first turtle of the game. Still keeping the gold not too far away. Eugen does land an arrow onto 777, and now, but he's not able to get the kill. Lethal Wander is going to go to Easy Peasy, and they're starting to help that gold gap to the side of the valley decrease a little bit.
I like that rotation from Deuce Knights. You know, a good cut there from Uranus on bottom lane, and then rotating up to Turtle. You know, putting a total of 3 heroes on the side of Deuce Knights to secure that turtle, help bring in that gold deficit they were in there. Uranus, though, taking a lot of damage. We know he can.
Ooh, Tempest Ablaze goes off. Ling under the tower, takes a couple shots, re-engages off the wall, but not able to finish it. Zai's health is quickly coming back, and Guapo is going to have to run up in the top lane. In the mid lane, GOSU Eugen getting picked off by Easy Peasy, and in comes Easy Peasy to help out Zai in this bottom lane, clears jungle, and be ready for another gank from the valley.
Yeah, good pick there on the GOSU Eugen, that Selena there, who has been an issue this game. So Deuce Knights answering back here. The gold lead now is only at 400. We were almost at 2,000, favoring the side of the valley. But Deuce Knights, right, had a slow start there, a couple good picks on the side of the valley, and now Deuce Knights saying, we're okay, we're fine, going right back into the game style that they know how to play with good rotations, and we're right back at a solid deficit of 400 gold on the side of both. But you know, the Valley's got a good push up on top lane. The shield's almost gone, 4.5 minutes in. This Clint is going to be an issue. We knew he would be. He just absolutely dominates his lane. So Deuce Knights is going to have to address this, especially with Turtle coming up on that top lane. It's going to be a big engage coming up on top, Rex.
Yeah, a little bit basic, caught in slightly bad position. The Bulwark Shield goes up from Hendrix Lazal. She's able to revert some of that damage back to 2 members of the Valley, and Turtle is now up. Eugen sitting patiently, ready to engage. Dapper going around the side of the wall. Zai has also rotated up for them, but in comes Dapper. They want something. Zai gets taken out from basic, though. The damage is too much. Easy Peasy gets a second turtle of the game, though, but Jokestar is going to pay the price. Guapo pops Tempest of Blades. He's going for the double. He's not able to secure it. Yuzi with the ultimate Phobius crashes down on Hendrik Love's and gets another kill, and now he's moving on to 77. This could be bad for her. She's trying to respond back. They are cutting the lane. Team the Valley pushing in. They're going to take this tier 3 tower in the mid lane, and they may keep on pushing. Eugen waiting patiently in this bush, tries to get an arrow, but not quite able to. The Valley disengages for now, but is leading 6-1 tank.
The Valley, man. I mean, here we go again. 5 minutes in, Deuce Knights looking real good with rotation, and then the Valley just making them pay at the turtle for it. That was a huge exchange, a 6-1 kill lead. Are we gonna get another pick here? Oh, Uranus with the play on bot lane. The 2v1 down there, and Zai just absolutely outplaying those players, and Guapo getting knocked out. Beautiful play on the side of bottom lane here, Rex.
Yeah, beautiful play for that, but up in the top, we got another little bit of an engage. 2 members have really been hugging on this gold lane. It's been a major priority for a lot of these teams. We've seen the tanks hanging out with these marksmen that know they need them to carry, but back in this EXP lane, Zai on his with Easy Peasy up against Yuzi. Yuzi forced to run away, and Easy Peasy's able to take the tower. Deuce Knights trying to respond back from this gold deficit and take a little bit of material to even out this playing field. Oh, but Jokestar gets taken out from basic in the top lane, and they're going to take this tower. You take one, we take one more. Let's keep this game going, tank.
This is great, and Uranus trying to get up here in the fight now. You know, rotating up to mid and being an absolute issue for Guapo. Like, you love to see this. Ling having some issues in his jungle with Uranus back here, but Uranus might pay for it here. Zai getting picked. Possibly.
Oh my god, he gets the kill onto Guapo. Guapo, stop messing with that Uranus. He's beating you every time. Hendrik loves all. Pops up this ultimate in the mid lane. Basic able to second skill sidestep and take her out quickly. It's a 2-for-1 trade going to the side of Deuce Knights. Yes, they're down on material, but they are keeping up in some of these team fights, tank.
Yeah, and this Uranus, like, you know, he is an absolute issue down here, dominating his lane, and now being an absolute problem for Guapo inside of his own jungle. So this is really helping Deuce Knights pull some resources from the Valley to have to go deal with this one hero on bottom lane just dominating by himself, which opens up the rest of the map. And you saw Clint dominating his lane, and he is. But with Uranus causing so many problems down here, the Valley can't push as hard as they were on top lane, and you know that's frustrating. So great plays by DEUS Knights, and we're looking at a 1,000 gold deficit. Not bad at all with the turtle up here, Rex. And everyone here, all 10 players coming mid lane.
I love the fact that Zai rotates up to this turtle. He handled that wave management. It is starting to creep down on the EXP lane, though, so it looks like DEUS Knights are going for the lane switch here. They send Brody down there, and they want to send Uranus up to the top to help out with these turtle skirms. In comes Guapo. It looks like the Valley has a little bit of a position, but DEUS Knights does not want to give it up. Conceal is up. Hendrik loves all. Gets the lockdown onto Yuzi, but he pops that ultimate to respond back. Guapo secures the turtle, pops Tempest of Blades, and is locked in on Easy Peasy. He wants the kill. He might just get it. A dash. He wants to finish him off. Easy Peasy gets away with just a sliver of health, and he might just escape. All 5 members do clear, but no! Uzi gets the finish, and Zai goes down also. It's a 2-for-0 trade. Make that 3 possibly. Area 77 gets taken out. Basic flickers past the wall into the Nexus and is able to get the kill. That's 3 members down from DEUS Knights going to the side of the Valley, and they may be able to take this tier 2 tower in the mid lane.
Yeah, these team plays are hands down going to the Valley. They are outplaying them as a team when it comes to these team fights. But DEUS Knights, one thing they're doing real well are these solo plays.
Yeah,
big
but it's not going to be enough. A big smash coming in onto Lolita. Every time she cocks up that ultimate, she gets taken out, and it's just not enough. Big misplays coming from DEUS Knights, but it doesn't seem like there's much they can do, Tank.
Yeah, Jokesta did a great job there, Brody, going bottom lane while that team fight was going on at Turtle, and did secure that tier 2 tower on bottom lane to help with that Uranus push where he had already picked up that tier 3. But it's just, you know, at what cost, right? I mean, the Valley just rolled down mid lane after securing a turtle, and you're looking at a gold lane now of 4,000 gold benefit going to the side of the Valley. So, you know, DEUS Knight's doing a great job when it comes to these single plays, these single
Uranus is doing a great job.
Yeah,
Uranus is doing a great job.
Zai is just doing he's a problem. He's an absolute issue. But when it comes to a team fight, the Valley, hands down. I mean, they've won every team engage. And even though DEUS Knight, and even though you know, SB's been picking up some of these objectives, it's just not enough right now.
And Hendrik Loves All just keeps missing these ultimates. She's using that flicker before she has it. You know, a little bit of better position, and maybe she could land them, and she's just not able to. Something I want to go back to, Zai with a beautiful outplay earlier again. On to Guapo, just tearing him up, harassing him. But the thing is he needs the rest of his team to pick up the pace a little bit. Yeah, I can handle this bot lane. I can handle Guapo, but I need you guys to start winning some of these team fights.
You know, with Uranus on bottom, just doing his thing, it's got to be frustrating. But, you know, against a team like the Valley, there's no weak points, right? There's not a weaker lane. It's just a well-rounded team, so it's going to be an issue. And here's Guapo going against Uranus on bottom lane, you know, 1v1, and Uranus is like, let's go. If I can take the hyper out of this fight and let my team fight mid without your hyper, let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah, I think he's not, you know, at the same time, though, Guapo's not looking too great right now. Basic sitting at 4-0. I think they're just using Ling as more of a macro, more of lane control. They can he can get up to that Lord or whatever objective he needs to very quickly. So we're going to keep him in the bottom lane and control that wave a little bit, because right now he's not extremely needed in these team fights. You have Basic outputting so much damage right now. He's doing so well, but a conceal play may be up. They are trying to get the engage, but they get stunned by that Holy Baptism. Dapper able to just flicker out, but the flicker comes from Lolita and locks down onto her. That's a member of the Valley finally down. They're finally doing decent on team fight. Basic on the run. Zai under this tower, able to get a kill on GOSU Eugen, diving in, but the burst damage is a little too much this time. Zai cannot survive, and he's taken out by Basic. And now they're not going to be able to push for this Lord. DEUS Knights on the run. Over on the inhibitor, Guapo pushing this lane in, forcing 77 to revert all the way back to try to save this team fight. I mean, try to save this game, but Yuzi just smashing in the mid lane, coming down easy peasy. The whole composition of the Valley is just a little too much for DEUS Knights to handle right now.
Yeah, and the macro play from the Valley there, you finally see DEUS Knights coming out with a big team engage, finally a win. Your first team engage where DEUS Knights was favored, you know, picking up some kills, picking up some picks, but they didn't get a Lord out of it. They didn't get an objective out of it. They didn't get a turret, and the entire time that happened, Guapo just rolled down bottom lane, picked up a second tier turret, and then took away 50% of the shield on the inhibitor. So, you know, great play. And now look, they're picking up Lord at top. So, I mean, it's just great macro play from the Valley. DEUS Knight just looks like they're a step behind, or whatever you want to call it, or the Valley being a step ahead. Great gameplay for the Valley. It's just too much. It's just too much for one Uranus right now.
Yeah, DEUS Knights cannot handle it right now. I mean, in the air, another arrow onto 77. Eugen just constantly landing them. And yeah, they have this Uranus, but even now he's starting to get shredded. He can't go up against Clint. Clint is just bursting him down. Clint, basic, sitting at 6-0 right now. Locked in the Blade of Despair, locked in Malefic Roar, locked in Endless Battle. I mean, just ready to really shred through anybody you put in front of him. It's a bad position for DEUS Knights. At this point, I mean, maybe they play for, or maybe they turtle up here, they play for endgame and try to get Sicilian stacks up, you know?
Yeah, but they've got a, you know, they got a minion collapse coming on every single lane here. Great synchronization coming with Lord pushing down. Even though the mini Lords on bottom lane fighting the big Lord, you've got minions on every inhibitor here.
Ooh, Tempest of Blades almost catch Hendrix with all. 2 inhibitors are down, but the Valley forced to push off. 77 taken out from GOSU Eugen, though. A beautiful flicker and arrow coming in, and now the Valley might just keep on pushing this. 5v4, I think they have the capability to possibly end this here, but they don't want to push their luck. Guapo jocking around, moving in and out, getting some nice point damage onto Zay. Easy peasy, tries to dash in, get a little bit more poke damage. DEUS Knights does have the advantage of being able to go back to Nexus, but the Valley just taking away more and more of these inhibitors. It's 3 down, nothing but a Nexus stands, arrows flying through the air. DEUS Knights forced to be careful and sidestep, keeping them on their toes, and it looks like they're going to be able to survive this siege for maybe one more Lord or a few more team fights, Tank.
They survived that siege because of Zai running Uranus, and that was it. I mean, if Zai would have gotten picked one time with an arrow, which he might right here.
Oh my god, a little over. I mean, yes, we know you're tanky, but you can't go against all 5 of them, man.
No, and honestly, I was waiting for a pick there for a stun on Uranus, because that would have ended the game right there. He was their only front line. And you could see the arrows just flying by. I think 3 of them missed Uranus, missed Zai there. But then they finally got that pick of the red buff, and this is not looking good with Uranus down and no front line. You know, they might push in here with a little minion wave coming from mid and bottom, Rex.
Yeah, they may be able to finish here. The rest of the Valley, I mean, GOSU Eugen just testing them, like, hey, I'm just sending these arrows in to help split them up, move him around. If he lands one, it's a GG. I like the right now Valley not like forcing these waves to clear, waiting for all these lanes to really synchronize. Nice macro of the map, keeping easy peasy locked up in their base. We got 6 minutes until Lords come up. They don't need to try to push the win right now. They take this Lord and end it then. Yeah,
it's the smart play to push off here. And you got Guapo, right? Knows his team's going to set Lord for him. He's just going to keep this bottom lane push, picking up the blue jungle on the side of the Knights. But all they got to do is pick up this Lord, and I don't think they're going to be able to stop another rush. Not with this deficit of 10,000 gold going to the side of the Valley here, Rex.
Yeah, and they can't even contest it. I mean, at this point, I feel like you have to try. Like, I mean, maybe the plan is like, okay, we don't contest. We maybe wait for a mess up from the Valley. Guapo gets the Lord. The fight is now on. They're in the jungle. Easy peasy, dashes in and out, but in comes Yuzi right into the back lane. He leads them all to the core, and now in comes Tempest of Blades also. Jokesta goes down. Yuzi dunking on many of them. Easy peasy might be next, but he's just not able to get it. Hendrix Loves All goes down to basic, and this is going to be it, boys. 3 members of DEUS Knights down. A Lord crashing down the mid lane. The Valley playing confidently. Valley basic not even worried about it, but the damage from 77 does look nice. They do need to be careful. Basic taking big damage, able to get taken out. 77 gets the kill. Valley playing just a little bit too cocky here. 3 members needing to try to finish the game against this Lord. Can they do it? No minions on the defense. Tempest of Blades crashes down against 77. Easy peasy taking a lot of damage, and he's taken out from Dapper. Down goes the Nexus, 50%, looking like 40. Can they finish it here? Guapo locks onto the Nexus. All they have to do is get a couple more basic attacks. Can Dapper finish it? No minions to protect. I think it's going to be it. They get the finish. The Valley gets the first win of the series.
Did great macro play from the Valley. I got a little worried there. They definitely got overconfident at the end. Basic, I mean, just taking those Sicilian hits, late coming mid game here, getting stacked out and getting taken out. But Basic picks up the MVP, right? So the only loss you saw was there at the end, a little over aggression, but Dapper was able to finish out with those basic attacks on the backside of the base, just throwing pebbles at it. But that's all the base needed to take it down.
1 HP.
That was great. Coming there at
HP,
the end, I was like, is this actually going to survive? The base might live through this. And great plays on the side of the Valley. DK definitely coming out and showing us that they can play, but the Valley, the Selena pick, the Guapo, the Clint, I don't think you're going to see those three. I don't think you're going to see those three heroes again allowed to play on the side of the Valley.
And the thing about the Valley also, like, they were so quick to know, like, okay, Guapo's died 3 times or whatever, like, let's switch over. They started letting Basic take the jungle, take the blue buff, take the red buff. Clint's carrying right now, and there's no ego involved. There's nothing like, no, I'm jungle, I have to take this. Like, nope, we're gonna put Guapo in the bottom lane, help control macro, help keeping annoy them by pushing this wave, and we're gonna let Clint just start carrying the game. And they were just so smoothly able to switch gears and bring that in, and they just carried through the game so well and so smoothly. On the side of DEUS Knights, no MVPs, but I gotta give it to Zai, even though towards the end